Some gardens look tired even after weeks of care. The leaves stay pale. The growth feels slow. Other gardens, sometimes right next door, seem to quietly improve over time. The plants stand a little taller each week. The leaves deepen in color. Nothing dramatic happens overnight, but after a few weeks, the difference is easy to see. This contrast often shows up across a season. One bed struggles from spring into summer. Another slowly finds its rhythm and keeps going. Many people assume the thriving garden belongs to someone more skilled or more hardworking. That is not usually true. After years of watching home gardens grow, fail, and recover, a pattern becomes clear. The gardens that last are not pushed. They are supported. And if your garden feels slow or uneven right now, you are not doing anything wrong. There is one simple outcome we will return to later. When the foundation is calm and steady, the garden begins to take care of itself. Before explaining why this worked, it helps to understand what most people mean when they say they want to garden organically. For many beginners, organic gardening sounds complicated. It can feel expensive. It can feel like a strict set of rules. In reality, home organic gardening is much quieter than that. It is less about replacing products and more about removing pressure. It means choosing fewer chemicals and allowing natural processes to do their work. It does not mean perfection. It does not mean every leaf will be flawless. Organic gardening at home often starts with a simple decision. You focus on supporting the soil instead of fighting problems as they appear. This reduces the need for strong treatments later. It also lowers the amount of work required from your body. Many long-time gardeners arrive at organic methods not for ideals, but for comfort. Their gardens become easier to manage over time. Organic also allows room for mistakes. Plants may grow slower at first. Some leaves may show marks from insects. That does not mean failure. In most cases, it means the garden is balancing itself. With patience, that balance often improves on its own. This gentle approach matters even more when space or energy is limited. Not every vegetable belongs in every space. This is where many beginners feel overwhelmed. They see large gardens online and try to copy them. But plants respond better when their space matches their needs. A pot on a balcony behaves differently than a raised bed in a yard. A small garden can still produce steady results when the plants fit the setting. Starting small matters more than growing many things at once. A few well-matched vegetables will teach more than a crowded bed. Leafy greens and herbs often adapt well to containers and partial sun. Larger plants need more room and more time. Choosing vegetables that match the season also reduces stress on the plants and on you. Cold regions have shorter growing windows. Warm regions have longer seasons but stronger heat. Neither is better. They are simply different. When plants are chosen with climate and space in mind, they settle in more easily. This reduces the need for constant attention. It also allows you to observe instead of react. Over time, one lesson becomes clear. Healthy soil does more work than you ever will. When soil is alive and balanced, many common problems never fully appear. Water spreads evenly. Roots grow deeper. Plants handle changes in weather with less stress. This is why soil deserves attention before anything else. Good soil is not about being rich or dark alone. It is about structure and life. Soil that holds moisture without staying wet supports steady growth. Soil that drains too fast creates stress. When soil is improved slowly with organic matter and time, it begins to manage water and nutrients on its own. This is where effort shifts. Instead of daily fixes, the focus moves to long-term support. When soil health improves, watering becomes easier. Feeding becomes less frequent. Plants show more consistency. This is not instant. It builds quietly. But once it begins, it reduces work across the entire season. Many people try to correct plant problems with schedules. They water on certain days. They add fertilizer at set times. Soil-centered gardening works differently. It responds to conditions instead of the calendar. This approach respects your energy and your time. Watering is often the next source of worry. Too much water can weaken roots. Too little can slow growth. Plants use water slowly and steadily. They prefer deep moisture that reaches the roots rather than frequent surface watering. This allows roots to grow downward and anchor the plant. The time of day matters because of evaporation and heat. Early watering allows moisture to settle before the sun becomes strong. Evening watering can work in some climates, but may keep leaves wet longer in cool areas. Soil type also changes how water moves. Dense soil holds moisture longer. Light soil dries faster. There is no perfect rule. Observation helps more than precision. If the soil feels damp below the surface, watering can wait. Over time, the garden teaches you its rhythm. This reduces anxiety and prevents overwork. Climate plays a quiet role that is easy to overlook. Growth speed, watering needs, and planting times shift based on temperature and daylight. Warm regions may see fast early growth and slower summer performance.
I didn't eat breakfast. I stared at it and said, I'm not hungry, even though my stomach hurt. At work, Lily leaned over my desk and asked, Are you okay? I smiled and said, I'm fine. She frowned. You don't look fine. I said, just tired. She crossed her arms. You said that yesterday. I laughed softly. Busy week. Lily lowered her voice. You're lying, but it's your lie. I watched her walk away and whispered, I'm fine. Like if I said it enough times, it might stick. Ryan texted me during lunch. Check her posts. I typed back, I shouldn't. He replied, You already know something's wrong. I stared at my phone, then created a new account with a fake name. My hands shook as I searched Mia's profile. When it loaded, my heart dropped. She looked normal. Smiling selfies. Coffee cups. Sunlight. No sadness. No mess. How are you doing this? I muttered. I clicked her story and froze. There was a photo of a table, 2 drinks, and a man's hand resting near hers. No, I whispered. That's nothing. I zoomed in. The skin tone was darker than mine. The fingers were thicker. On the hand was a ring. My chest tightened. That can't be real, I said. I zoomed until the image blurred. The ring stayed clear. I felt sick. You said you needed space, I told the screen. Not someone else. I sent her a message from the new account. Hey, it's me. Please talk. I stared at the screen. 1 minute passed. 2. 3. I held my breath. 5 minutes later, the message failed. Blocked. Again. I laughed, sharp and empty. Wow, I said. You're fast. My phone buzzed. Ryan called. You saw it, didn't you? He asked. I said, there's a ring. Ryan went quiet. On his hand. Yes, I said. Engagement ring. Ryan cursed. I'm coming over. Before he arrived, Ava walked into my room and said, You look pale. I showed her the photo. She stared and said, That's not space. I nodded. I know. Ava snapped. This is a cover-up. I flinched. Don't say that. Ava said, You don't block someone you love unless you're hiding. I sat on the bed and said, She promised me honesty. Ava replied, Promises are easy when no one's watching. Ryan arrived and said, Let me see. He studied the photo and shook his head. She didn't even try to hide it. I said, She blocked me like I was nothing. Ryan asked, Did she ever mention a guy like this? I said, No. Ava said, That's the point. I stood and paced. Maybe I'm wrong, I said. Maybe it's a friend. Ryan said, With an engagement ring? I snapped, Stop. Ryan raised his hands. I'm not attacking you. I'm protecting